Good for you. Freedom.
As a
Freedom.
kid, I was. Like,
A lot of us as a kid, don't feel bad.
No, literally all of us, we were all
I
put
had
into a
to
box. Like,
forget
it's
everybody
not,
else.
it's just how it is. Like,
A lot of us have inherited our parents' fears.
yeah.
You wake up one day and you're like scared to do something. You're like, why am I scared? I never went through that. Where did I get that from?
Seriously.
You gotta pay attention to these things. This is why it's important for you to know your why and for you to go inside of yourself and find your true essence, because you will get lost. Okay? 2, if you want to be successful in business, you need to offer something that people absolutely need. This is a big one. Do you think you can be successful doing something that somebody doesn't need? I'm going to even challenge you even further. There are literally millions of hairstylists. What is going to separate you from them? You want to know what separated me? I focused on hair growth. Nobody was talking about it. And I did what my business told me to. I followed what my business told me to do. I emotionally detached from what I wanted to do because I had different plans. And I said, you know what, I need to buckle down. I need to niche up. I need to focus on this because this is what people want and this is what people pay me for. And thank God I listened, or I wouldn't be here. Okay? So you got to learn when to emotionally detach from things that don't serve you too. Okay? That's very, very important. But if you want to be successful, you need to find something that people absolutely need. And a lot of us are doing the same thing, but what are you going to incorporate in your process, in your system, in your business that's going to separate you from somebody else? You don't want just customers. You don't want just satisfied customers. You want raving fans if you want them to come back. What are you going to do? Think about that, okay? When you get to a place where you are skilled and confident, because some of you guys are skilled. How many of you guys, and let's be honest here, how many of you guys consider yourselves to be very skillful now, today?
In certain things.
Okay, that's all right, even if it's just one thing. And some of us feel like how many feel like we need a lot more work? Okay? That's okay, that's all right. Listen, when you get to that point where you're really confident and you're really skilled, this is going to be so important. And this is something I learned in a room full of 2,500 multi-millionaires and billionaires. I was one of 3 black women. I was one of 15 women. And there was 2,500 Caucasian males. How did I even end up? How did I get that? That's a long story, okay? But you need to fall out of love with you and what you do. Not you, you be absolutely in love with you. But fall out of love with what you do, and you need to fall in love with the value that what you do brings to your customer. Does anybody understand what I just said?
Yeah.
Does anybody know why I just said that? Why do you think it's important to be more so in love with the value of what you do than what you do itself? Great point. Anybody else? Let me tell you why. So I got this infamous abracadabra 6-month sewing system. Sound crazy, right? For some of you guys know, how the sew-ins work. But let me tell you, one of my favorite posts, do not go where the path may lead, but go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. That's me. I'm a trailblazer, okay? And I'm not afraid to do it. I don't care who resisting, I don't care who rejected, I don't care who believe in it, I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna do it well. That's confidence, right? But as I was creating this, I would tell people, I was wondering why I wasn't connecting with people. Like I was stuck in like 5,000 followers for so long. It was like, it's not moving. Why? Because I'm so focused on, I got this, I created this 6-month sewing system. I created this abracadabra sewing. Don't nobody care nothing about an abracadabra sewing. Nobody. What do they care about? They care about themselves. People don't buy into you because of what you do. People buy into you because of what they need,
What they can benefit.
how they can benefit, how they can survive. Okay? So if you're trying to figure out like why all these people have social media like 100,000 followers, by the way, I just hit 100,000 followers. I'm proud of that. Proud of that. Thank you. But how do you think people have 1 million followers and 500,000 followers and 100,000 followers, all these views? You want to know why? Because they are connecting with their audience. They're speaking to their survival. Whatever they're doing, they're speaking to their survival. So instead of me making a post and I'm saying, oh, the Abracadabra Solar System is the best way to go, I would say, oh, are you looking for hair growth? Are you struggling with hair loss? No matter what you do, it seems like you can't get anywhere. Do you see the difference? Nobody cares about Abracadabra Solar. They cares about how they can benefit. And when I tell you that was the best thing I had ever heard, because as soon as I took that helped me jump out of myself into my client, my ideal client, the person that's actually going to support me, and reverse engineer what it is of who I am, because I want to attract people. I want people to be attracted to who I am, the true essence, not who I'm putting on for, because that's where the peace and happiness come from, right? So I was able to step outside of myself and connect with my ideal client. And once I got that, that's when things started to take off. That's one of the biggest advice that you could really hold on to and take, because that's going to really help you know how to connect with your audience when you're marketing and you're advertising, okay? You are going to have to invest in yourself. Scared money, don't make no money. Ever. Ever. Okay? And I just want to share a little bit about this investment that I made. I've made a ton of investments, okay? But when I started to niche up, and I started focusing on, okay, women want hair growth solutions, okay? And I was doing all of this, and then I had to forward think. You got to know how to forward think. That's what visionaries do. You got to know how to think ahead of time, right? So I said, oh, I'm doing this, but what if we run into hair loss solutions, hair loss problems? I had never had a hair loss problem. I was like, what would I do then? I was like, I don't know. Okay, I need to get my hair loss practitioner license. Let me do that. Spent $5,000. Went to Florida or something. I remember I went out of town, took a 3-day class, boom. And then, of course, I wanted more. All right, I need to get my trichology license, because there was a difference. Spent the money on that, boom. And when I did that, all of a sudden, all these women started coming in with hair loss. So I was just helping women grow their hair first. Now, just normal hair, women who didn't really have hair loss, now I actually had actual hair loss solution, because this is actually what allowed me to create my hair growth product line that's now helping men and women all over the world. If I didn't invest in myself, do you think I would have made it there? I wouldn't have. One of my biggest investments, remember that room I told you, 2,500, multi-millionaire, billionaire? The one thing y'all gotta learn about me, I don't fluff nothing. I got facts for everything. I like to prove it to you, because there's too many people out here selling lies, right? And I really want to be transparent. I really want to be realistic, and I want to paint a really good picture so you don't forget. That room, this is that room right there. Can you see it? That man that I'm talking to, that is Tony Robbins. Has anybody ever heard of Tony Robbins? If not, look him up. What about staff? Y'all you ever heard of Tony Robbins? Okay? He is a mogul. And look him up. I don't want to spend too much time about him. But this room was full of 2,500 people. It was a 5-day workshop from 9 a.m. to 12 midnight. Wow. 5 days. I spent $20,000. I didn't even have it. Where'd it come from? I don't even know. Because scared money don't make no money. I was going to find the money. Because I got so much from that room. After this is when my business pivoted. Because nobody in the hair industry had advice for me. There was nobody I could really learn from. I was on a completely different mindset, completely different vibration, okay? And so I needed to find it somewhere else. I wanted more, what did I want more? Life skills, business skills. I wasn't looking for skills. not that alone by itself. So I'm saying this to say I met a lot of hairstylists that just focus on hair skills. That's not enough to win. It's not, okay? And one of the last things, and I'm sure that you've heard this from your instructors, be your own advertisement. Let me play this.